Hi, welcome to Shared Frequencies and the Space Between, where heart meets brain and life happens in the messy middle.
We're two best friends navigating a new chapter, sharing a space, finding our rhythm, and tuning into life's transitions.
This is a space for deep and meaningful conversations about growth, connection, and everything in between. Let's tune in to today's frequency. Hi, and welcome to Shared Frequencies and the Space Between. As always, I'm Elle.
And I'm Don.
And this is episode 19, still catching up.
Still catching up, yeah.
I mean, we did have a long break. Unintentional, but I think we needed it.
A hiatus.
Hiatus. We pressed pause. I've been at a meeting today about some workshop opportunities which are called press pause, and
Yes.
I have definitely needed to press pause after that. And that was also kind of what happened with us in June.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean that nothing else happened in June.
No, as we covered a fair whack in
We did.
episode 18.
Yeah, exactly, in our previous conversation. So in that conversation, that was a very bouncy episode. And if those kind of episodes confuse you, you're in for it, because I think today's going to be another one.
Very possibly, yes.
Yeah.
That's just where we're at.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Especially me.
Yeah, so just to, not that if anyone is listening that you necessarily need a catch up, but just to make sure that we cover everything that we want to cover, or at least mention it. So in the previous episode, we talked about your job with the driving.
Yes.
And how that very much brought out that whole masking versus unmasking.
Yes.
And how that impacts you and how it impacts me when I need to mask, and how it impacts me when you need to mask for a longer period of times and come home and don't mask anymore. And we talked a bit about
and how we manage that as well,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then we talked a bit about the furniture in the living room and that change, and how that all worked out. I'm really happy with it. I don't know if that came across in the last episode, but I mean, I really like the dining table, and the chairs are very comfortable. And now that we've got 6 chairs and it all balances out.
The only downside of the chairs, you don't get as much of a workout moving them around because they don't all weigh a ton each.
Exactly. Yeah. I love the sofas.
Yes. Oh yeah.
The
chaiselongs.
The chaiselongs. Yeah. Actually, they're not sofas. Yeah. They're both chaiselongs. I do like the tables, but I don't feel like I quite found
how they work.
Yeah, or how I work with it, because with the previous sofa and the previous sofa table, when we decide to eat there, I would sit on the floor.
Yes.
And I can't do that here. There's not
so easily.
No. So I just need to figure out how that works, or maybe we just need to not eat Well, no,
we keep on talking about actually eating at the dining table.
Yeah.
But then going, we'll just.
But then again, for some reason, sitting at the dining table and having dinner, because there's so much shit on the table, actually clearing the table and making that a process of, cooking dinner and setting the table and all of that, it just feels like a bigger thing, whereas it's so much easier just plating up in the kitchen and bringing it in. And then because we've also been so exhausted, we actually haven't conversed over food. We've just put something on and then disconnected.
Well, the last few days has been better.
It has, yeah. But it's also been a couple of days since we recorded the last episode, and I think maybe actually having had that conversation, those conversations, I think is just got us sort of back into the routine of it.
For sure. And I mean, going back to, that's the reason why we do this podcast is just to make sure we're having those conversations.
Yeah.
So it's not as vital, I suppose, that we're sitting having those conversations over food. I mean, it's nice. I enjoy it. We still do it. It's not that we don't do it. But this podcast just makes sure that if for whatever reason, because work's tiring, other stuff's been going on or whatnot, and that doesn't happen, then we still have the podcast where we make sure it happens.
Yeah, yeah.
Intentionality.
Yeah, we did have a fun, well, I was, as the sound effect, we've got da 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 da.
Yeah.
I was side questing this morning. I didn't feel like working, so I distracted myself by distracting and annoying you and being like, hi, do you want to play What If?
Oh, yeah. I was going to say distracting me. No, but yeah, it wasn't really distracting me because I wasn't really doing anything. But
it was, though. I was, yeah. So I think like that was quite good. But it's been a while since we've done that.
Yep.
But it was quite interesting, and I think there was some really good conversations there. Right now, I can't for the life of me really remember what it was that we talked about, and
it was
like
kind of
in detail. But
it was the jobs I had gone for previously and how my life might have shaped up differently over the last year and a half.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, and that whole like imagine future and how your attitude is to your future, and like, which actually brings us quite neatly.
Into this, but did it start off with the £10 million comment this morning, or did that come afterwards?
Was that this morning or was that last night?
No, that was this morning. Please tell me that was this morning.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, that was last night. That was when we were coming down to dinner, and you were like, do you want anything whilst I'm on my feet? Do you want anything? Yeah, no, that was last night. Oh. Yeah.
It's just is really bizarre. Every day just seems to merge into one just now.
Time is weird.
Yeah.
Time is definitely weird. I don't know. Do you know what, actually? So, okay, well, you're in for it. So I am an avid listener of another podcast that's called True Crime and Cocktails.
Yes.
And it's a fairly famous in TV land actress and her cousin, but they grew up together. So they're like sisters and best friends. Like they have this really beautiful relationship, fairly similar to what I have with my sister, actually. And Lauren, who is Lauren Ash, who's the actress and the sort of host of that podcast, she's very into her woo-woo, and they've talked a lot about also time and how time has felt like it's been speeding up for them, and Lauren brought up like timeline jumping or timeline shifting and like all of those kind of things. But then it comes up every now and again. And one of the episodes that I have re-listened to recently, they're talking about how the adult brain feels like time is speeding up because we get less new experiences. And the more routine that you have, and the more sort of predictable your life is, and therefore the less amount of new experiences that you get, the faster time seems to go.
Yeah, it's not woo-woo. There's actually
that is not woo-woo, but timeline shifting and timeline jumping. I don't know, like, I believe in it.
Yeah, but there is science behind it.
As the conversation we just had, what do you generally believe in that if you explained it to other people, they wouldn't necessarily?
Yeah, well, a memory that you have that you would go onto a polygraph and you would score
or experience
off the chart. Yeah, it would score off the charts that you were telling the truth, but other people would maybe hear it and go, and I'll just give the example, the one that I used. As a child, I would have been maybe 6 or 7. In the bedroom, there was 2 beds that next to each other. And I put a pair of sunglasses, and I remember them clearly. It was blue Mr. Men sunglasses.
Mm-hmm.
And I put them under the duvet. Actually, it wasn't even a duvet, it was a candlewick bedspread. If
I
you
don't know what that is.
I will show it to you
Okay.
afterwards, trying to explain it. It was a candlewick bedspread
Mm-hmm.
on both beds. I put the sunglasses under the cover on one bed and did a whole hocus pocus magic-y do-da thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the glasses appeared under the cover on the other bed. And if anybody out there wants to put me on a polygraph to see if I truly believe that that happened, I will do it, because every ounce of my being swears to the fact that that happened. But the majority of people I tell it to just think it's a misremembering, or it's something, you know. So yeah, that was the kind of thing we were talking about earlier on.
Yeah, like as in like literally just now.
Yep.
I don't even remember why we're talking.
We got
about
onto talking
that.
about time.
Oh yeah, time. So yeah, no, it feels weird at the moment, but I also think that we have gotten into a routine, and actually the last couple of years we've not done a lot of new experiences.
Yeah.
You know, previously we've, you know, gone walking and we've gone exploring different areas, and like we've had like an actual holiday. Like last year we went to, was it last year? Yes, yeah, last year,
Yeah.
24.
Yeah.
We're in 25 now. 24, March 24. We went to Budapest.
Yep.
And like, you know, we've been doing lots of different walks and gone for dinner and like experienced a lot of things, and we have not been doing that the last year.
Not nearly as much when we went for dinner there the other week, but no, yeah. And again, we were talking about that and getting back to that, and you know, and I'm kind of like, let's go camping, you know, which would be great, but my camping gear's still up in Inverness. You know, but that's fine. Let's go camping up that way. I can pick it up on the way past. You know, so like, let's leave now. Let's go. So yeah, I think that's going to be important. But it's just kind of like life got in the way a wee bit, and I know that sounds like a convenient excuse, but
it has, right?
Yeah.
And it has been full on. Like it has really been full on, and I think we're both just peopled out.
Feeling it.
Yeah, I think we are struggling with different things, and just a bit of
struggling with the world in general, and what's happening with the world in general.
Lackluster and just like despair.
Yeah.
The new experiences that we have been very good at this year's cinema.
Yes.
But I don't think the last movie we went to see was necessarily
helpful. No. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was absolutely amazing. It was well shot. It told a really, really, really important story about what's going on
with our oceans.
It was David Attenborough Oceans. And as distressing as it is to see, everybody should go and see it.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a very interesting documentary, but it's not helping with what's happening. You know, America still scares me, like so much so that I am currently locked off of Instagram. I'm locked off of Facebook. I disconnected from social media. Because I do not have capacity for it, and also what's currently happening here in the UK, and what's going on in Denmark at the moment. There's a lot. The fact that Palestine are still being occupied and being there is a lot.
A lot of conflict, yeah.
Yeah, and I it makes me filled with despair, and it makes me not want to be part of society anymore. Like that's the state that I'm in. And it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. So on that happy note, there's been a lot happening, and a lot sort of like that also again tied into the conversation we had this morning, the conversation that we just sort of alluded to, about just the state of the world and where we're at and how we're feeling stuck and just feeling like time passes us by, and you are currently at a stage where you're trying to figure out what's your next step.
Yeah.
And you're taking a breather, but you did apply for university.
I did apply for university. So I applied to Edinburgh Napier to do a degree in energy and environmental engineering. And I got really excited about it.
You did.
And I was like, oh my God, this is what I want to do. This is the direction I want to go. Never been to university. This would have been my first degree. And yeah, and it was all geared for it, making plans around it. And then I got rejected.
Yeah.
And I got rejected for, to me, what is the most crazy, bizarre reason.
Outrageous bullshit argument.
Yeah, in that somehow the 13 years I spent at school and all the qualifications I got count for nothing.
Yeah, they have expired.
Apparently so, according to Napier University.
I didn't know that learning maths and learning how to read and
Physics
physics and chemistry,
technical subjects, and
yeah. I mean, you have the degree, you have the grades, you have the average, you tick all of the boxes to get in.
Yep.
You had because you are an immature student.
Yeah.
You got a reference or a letter of recommendation.
Yeah.
You have a very impressive professional background, which was also highlighted in your application.
Yeah.
But because your exams papers are older than 5 years, you got rejected offhand.
But the thing is as well, it's like, I'm going in to do engineering. I have project management, not only experience, but qualification.
Yeah.
That's fairly recent. I'm going in to do energy and environmental engineering. I have an SCQF level 9, 60, I want to say it's worth 60 credits based around destination development and management, which is it includes environmental aspects and all that stuff from Napier University.
Oh no, that's right. You have that because you did that just a couple of years ago.
Yes.
So I don't understand why was that not applicable?
Who knows? Well, no, they didn't say that wasn't applicable. They just said because my grades weren't applicable, then that automatically then it appears nothing else was taken into consideration.
It's so bizarre.
So that kind of felt like I was hit in the face with a sledgehammer.
Yeah, so that was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about it earlier, but then we got distracted. So have you made a decision about how are you going to, yes. where are you at?
So
have you made a decision?
We're currently in what they call clearing for university. So you can go into any courses that still have spaces and whatnot. You can apply to them. So I'm going to go, I haven't done anything with that today.
Okay, yeah.
But I am going to look at that tomorrow. Mm-hmm. That's on my priority list for tomorrow. It's my main priority for tomorrow.
And are you going to go with Harriet what?
I'm going to have a look at it again. I'm actually going to have a look at their policies because maybe they discount anything that's qualifications that are examinations that are 5 years old as well. But I'm going to have a look at it. I'm going to see what the options are. Maybe I do a 1 year entry kind of level thing just to go. Yeah, actually, to prove to them.
I still know how to read and write and do physics and
maths and and I get it. I don't get it, but
no, I don't get it.
They don't know me. People who
That's why you
who
play. Yeah, no,
yeah
I don't think there's any
yeah.
logical reason
Well, just
for it.
for them
It's
not even to go,
yeah, it's
because for mature students, they talk about how they're being welcoming and
yeah,
open, and
yeah,
actually, and they say to you, as a mature student, if you don't tick all the boxes, we may invite you in for an interview.
yeah.
And I didn't even get that option. It was just kind
No,
of like, nah, your exam grades are more than 5 years old. Sorry.
yeah. I so from a um professional and academic point of view, I am outraged.
Yeah,
I am appalled. I am
yeah,
just, I am angry on your behalf.
yeah.
And I am incapable of actually coming up with a logical reason about it.
Oh, I can't either.
From if I wear my woo-woo hat and the whole like, well, what's meant for you won't go by you, and and that I think there's a reason for everything.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
And I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. I don't know if this was just is this really what you want to do? Like that
Oh no,
whole
yeah.
stumbling block test thing that sometimes come
Mm.
up when you're experiencing something.
I was thinking about this afternoon, and it's like, because normally when something like that happens to me, I'm straight on the like sleeves rolled up, let's go to war,
Hmm.
and I will make this happen. I think what's challenging me here, or what's different here, is, do you know what? I know and have contacts who are high up within universities,
Hmm.
who sit on university boards, who, and whatnot. I could reach out to these people and go, what the hey is going on here?
Hmm.
Um, and
And do you think that would have an impact?
yes,
Oh, so you got a connection in the old boys network. Lucky
actually, two of them are
you.
females, so
Still the old boys
yeah.
network.
Um, and but there's also a part of me that's going like, that's not how I want to get into university. I want to be
Do
there
you generally,
because
sorry, I'm just, do you generally believe that if you reached out to these people, they would pull strings and you would get an entry?
I certainly think I would get in the door to speak to somebody about
Okay.
getting entry. But there's this part of me is kind of going, and it's not the first time that this has held me back. Where actually I want somebody to look at what I am and what I've
Yeah.
got and what I present,
Okay.
and recognise me and get in on merit.
But okay, right. Sorry, let's just workshop this then.
Yeah,
Because this is such a foreign thing to me because I have never had any connections like that would be able to pull strings in that capacity.
yeah,
And I've never been in a position where that could have pushed me forward. But I've also never been in a position where I wanted that. Like, I don't know. Like, so this is a
yeah.
completely foreign thing to me from my own sort of experience and perspective, and like, I don't understand it, and I don't know how my conscience and how my things would sit within that. Right. So this is purely from like this is weird. Let's talk about it point
So
of view.
yeah,
So okay. So what is it that I want to know about this? So if you are being cut off and they're not even looking at your
yeah,
experience, right? If they are blanketly just gone, nope, next. Like if they haven't assessed you, because they clearly haven't assessed you.
yeah.
And if you believe that if you reached out to your contacts, that you would get in the door to actually have a conversation with someone and you would be assessed, and that would open the door for you to actually be assessed on your merit. I don't why would you not do that? Because that would still allow you to be assessed on your merit. And it's not that whole nepotism. Oh, this is why this is weird for me. Oh, this is why it's weird for me. Okay, yeah. I just had a light bulb moment.
Yeah. For me, it's, first of all, I am not good at asking for help.
No, that is correct.
You know, I don't do asking for help because I believe that I should do everything on my own.
And the hard way.
Yeah. So that's that's like the big thing that's at play here. I also don't want anybody to ever say that I only got that opportunity because somebody else made it happen for me or whatever. And listen, I absolutely get that that's not the way things always work. And I absolutely get that our networks that we build up, the people that we contact with.
I'm holding my breath because I don't want to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
You know, I absolutely, I get that, and I get that it's a me thing. You know, so that's why I've resisted it thus far.
Is there any part of your brain, whether it's just like the teeny tiniest little bit, is there any part of your brain that generally feel like you do not have what it takes to go into university?
No. Yeah. So yeah, I fully believe that I can go to uni and that I would ace it.
Okay, so if anyone heard a rumor that the only reason why you were in was because you knew that and that person, or in a conversation because this is what you do, in a conversation you're in uni and you're having conversations about company structures or influence or whatever, and you tell a story and you're like so and so, and people know and they realize that this person was on the board and you have connections and whatever, and they question you and your valid, like if it's a valid thing that you are there, would you feel like you needed to argue against that? Like, would you feel like you would have to then like provide evidence or like credentials and
I think I'd have to explain it. I don't think I'd have to justify it. I think I would explain it, but I don't have to justify it. But here's the ridiculous thing about it. It happens all the time.
Yeah, of course it does.
Every time you ask for a reference from somebody, that is what you're doing.
Yeah.
But it's just something about, yeah. You don't have to quiz me on the ridiculousness of that line of thought.
No, it was just because the situation.
Yeah.
I have never found myself in that situation, but the light bulb that happened for me whilst I was trying to sort through this in my head is because I have always had the opposite shoved down my throat. So like my dad when I was younger, I grew up with a certain breed of dog.
Yep.
They're called Brittany Spaniels in English, and they are a hunting dog.
Yep.
And there is a Brittany Spaniel Dog Association group thing, and they take it all very serious, and it's all like your field tests with the dog and various like retrieving tests and swimming tests and like all sorts of things and breeding, and it's a whole thing.
Do their qualifications expire after 5 years?
The dog probably expired after about 5 years, yeah. No, so we were very involved with that when I was younger. And I had a really unique relationship with our oldest dog. I could get him to run out and pick up a sausage and bring it back to me without having any teeth mark in it, without having anything on it. Whereas my dad would send him out to pick up a sausage, and if there was like a sliver of sausage left by the halfway point returning, you know, it would be impressive. But I could get him to go out and pick up the sausage and have no teeth mark in it. And so like we had a really beautiful relationship, and we had these sort of like family summer days out where we would do these various like competitions and things with the dogs. Now, my dad was not part of the board. He was not part of the sort of like the judging of any of these competitions. No, he was part of the inner circle, but he wasn't a judge in any of these competitions. It wasn't on our land. He was not on the board of this, so he wasn't part of any of the decision making. But for some reason, in the category where on points I had won, me and the dog had won, he was giving out the prizes for this. And he made an executive decision to award me third place. Right. Despite it makes me angry and it makes me upset. I'm clearly not over it. It's been like I turned 36, so it's probably been like 25 years and I am still not over it apparently. He made the executive decision to award me third place and bump the other two up. So second place got first place, third place got second place, and then he awarded me third prize, despite having not been part of any of this. And I knew that I had won. Everyone knew that I had won. So I asked him afterwards, I was like, what the actual fuck? Like, why did you give me third prize? I won. I deserved that first prize. Not that it was a big thing, like it was like a plate or a ribbon or something. Like it was not, or like a bag of sweets, or like it was just a family day out. It was not a big thing, but it was the whole principle of the thing. And he said to me, he was like, well, I didn't want anyone to think that you had won and that you got first prize just because you're my daughter. So, you know, I didn't want there to be any questions about your performance, so therefore I gave you third prize. And I'm like, but then you were not involved with this. It was not your decision, and you're not that fucking important that people would just like give me points just because. He thought he was that important. Actually, on the other hand, the girl who came second was a good friend of mine, but her dad was on the board, and all of a sudden it was okay for her to come first, but not me. Like it, so yeah. Actually, I have experienced the opposite of that, like physically being held back, or like I have also experienced the opposite. Being punished for having connections and things. So it's just and I didn't realize that was where my head was at. Yeah, it's so. How dare he? Yeah. Oh no! Absolutely. That's just like. That's it. Do you know what? It's such a latent, but like such a formative memory, and like I think that's why I fight so hard for everything that I do and everything that I get, because I've always had to fight like and perform 3 times as more as what other people might have to, because it's been held against me. And like my fucking last name and any connection to him and anything, like it has been a hindrance. Like having any biological connection to him. I am on a rant now. So so that's it. Anyway, so tomorrow I will be looking at that, and formulating the plan for the next stages. I haven't given up on the Napier. I haven't totally given up on the Napier course. Okay. I parked it because I was trying to work through going, and actually it's like, do I want to be somewhere studying where they've done that? And it's like, but this is just one person who's made that decision at some point, that it should not, I should not allow it to become a reflection of the institution as a whole. So
So yeah, so I've not totally given up on it. I've taken stock. The chat we had this morning was really good, really important on that. And I'm like, no. If this is what I feel is right for me, and what I want to do, then I'm gonna push on for it, even if that means that I do have to do a 1 year entry level kind of thing, and then pick up on the degree next year. That's it. The bizarre thing is you can get entry into like a 1 year course, which is the equivalent of the first year of university, and then you can go in and skip the first year of university instead of just allowing you in and then
It's just silly.
like, yeah.
Like it's just it's silly. It's one of those. Do you know? It's almost like one of those really antiquated rules. You know, where you're like, you're not allowed to ride a drunk donkey, or like you're not allowed to, whatever, some of those really bizarre
to
rules.
juggle chickens between the hours of 2 and 4 within the walls of York City
Exactly,
on a
like,
Wednesday. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. Those things where you're like, what?
it's like somebody needs to have a look at this.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to have a look at this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's absolutely no reason for just discounting somebody's school qualifications.
No, it's just, I don't. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
no reason for it
No.
whatsoever.
It's
So anyway, we better move on from that, or we'll be talking about it all night. What else have we been up to?
You've been back to Inverness.
Yeah, I was back in Inverness for a few days. Went up, stayed with my brother, had a really nice time up there.
Got the royal treatment.
I did,
Yeah.
You know, so no, that was good. It was really good. I wasn't anxious about going back up the road, but I knew it was going to be a
It's
bit
going to be weird.
different going up not being in my house.
Oh, no, there's someone at the door. Wait.
That'll be an Amazon delivery.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It'll be the Amazon stuff I ordered for fixing our projector. You're back from collecting the Amazon parcel, and we can find the drop the magnet
Maybe.
afterwards.
Maybe not. Yeah, so you were up in Inverness and got the royal treatment.
Yeah, it did. It was really good. It was good to catch up with everybody. That's really kind of what it was. I took the opportunity. You were away in Eyemouth.
Yes.
And yeah, I took the opportunity just to go up and spend a few days up the road. It felt a bit unusual, not going up the road and to my own house, or to a permanent space that I had there.
And not even to the street that you're normally on, right? Like that was not your primary.
No, that wasn't where I was heading
stopover.
for. So yeah, and as I say, caught up with my brother and his family and other siblings and nieces and nephews, and got to spend some time with them, even though I totally got the school holiday start dates wrong.
Yes. Yeah.
I thought I was going to have more time with nieces and nephews that are still in school. But also it felt natural and right.
That's good.
Coming back down home here. So yeah, that's that's kind of really it in a nutshell.
You did return on a little anxious note. I had a bit of a situation on the Monday evening after I returned from Eyemouth. Now we don't need to go into it because that would take a bit of time. I'm sure we will touch upon that in another episode. But I had a situation. I'd returned back in the afternoon from Eyemouth. We'd been away over the weekend, and a neighbour had also returned back from holidays, and I was meant I was made to feel very uncomfortable in my own house. I was trying to be polite, but also keep boundaries. But yeah, I was made to feel very uncomfortable, and we ended on 2 fairly long phone calls. Because I did not feel comfortable in the house on my own. So you almost drove back down on a Tuesday. You had already pre-planned that you were going to come back. Oh, sorry, in Monday evening.
Monday evening.
Yeah, you'd already pre-planned that you were going to come back on the Tuesday. But yeah.
We will talk about that a bit more, both specifically and in the wider context of women and men's behaviour and actions and
like that whole public space versus private space versus boundaries versus personal experiences, and how some things get interpreted one thing by some people and another way by other people, and just how actions have wider implications.
And how so definitely is something that we will talk about, because we talked about how we might make some of our episodes around a topic.
We've talked about that.
As opposed to just talking about our day to day and stuff like that. Just topic that's come up and that we've chatted about and whatnot, and we thought, that'll make a really interesting thing to go into deeper conversation on and do it via the podcast. Drawing obviously on, we can draw on personal experience and whatnot within these things as well. So so that'll be quite a good one. So yeah, I was up in Inverness. You were because you were away 2 weekends. You were
away 2 weekends in a row. So I was in Denmark, the weekend before we were in Eyemouth.
Yes.
So I calculated this. Was it like 42 hours or something on Danish soil?
This very briefly on the.
Yeah, no, we did, because I was in Denmark when we got the new furniture.
Yes.
So my mother and my stepfather gave us tickets to a comedy show.
Puppet show.
Yeah, but comedy. For Christmas. So I went back and was there. I got to spend a little bit of time with my nephews, which is always very enjoyable. And I got to spend some time with my sister. And then we all went out for dinner and watched the puppet show.
Yeah.
And then flew back Sunday morning.
The puppet show that went on forever.
Well, yeah. I don't know, like the timings. I don't know. It was good.
Yeah.
It was good, but again, like once in Denmark, I do more so than when I'm here. Just automatically switches on to Danish standards and Danish mode. So, if the show was meant to start at 8 and you're still not on at 8:10, that's unacceptable. And you could feel it. You could feel it in the air. Yep. Like, people were like, I know he's American, but... So he started the show 20 minutes late. And then it was a long show. And he didn't do any intermission, I think. Right. So it was just like, but then it wasn't finished until like gone 11. So that's 3 hours, well, 2.5, but of him on stage and switching things out, and it was but it was a good show.
Yeah,
it was a good show. There were some new characters and there were some old favorites.
It's Jeff Dunham.
It is Jeff Dunham.
Those haven't worked out.
Yeah.
I was a little bit jealous of you going for that because I do like
Oh,
Jeff
actually,
Dunham.
so do you know what? I it annoyed the living daylight out of my sister. So whilst we were out for dinner, I was like, we've seen him live before.
Mm-hmm.
And my sister was like, no, I don't remember. I don't know. And I was like, no, we have. Like, we for sure have seen him live before. We'd seen him with my friend Lisa and her partner at the time. I was like, I know we have. I know we have. And I was looking through my phone and I was trying like dates and I was trying to Google it, like when in this general like time frame was he in Denmark, and like I was trying to hunt it down. I'd messaged Lisa and I was like, did we go to a Jeff Dunham show together? Like I think it was about this time and I think it was probably about here. And she was obviously busy. It was like a Saturday evening, and you know she's very good at not sitting with her phone in her hand constantly. So, you know, justifiably so, she didn't respond as quickly as I would have liked. So I just kept googling and googling and googling, and I was like, I think so. I think like this. I'm certain we've seen him live before. And my sister was just like, I have zero recollection of it. Like zero recollection. I'm like, no, we definitely did. And then I started scrolling on Facebook. I was like, surely we would have like checked in, or we would have posted something, or we would have done something. And I was scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and I could not find it. I scrolled for 45 minutes on my Facebook feed to try and get down to a year, and I was just like, I couldn't find anything. And my sister was then scrolling on her Facebook feed to see if she could find something, and she reached 2011 or like a 2013 2011ish time frame, significantly or like sooner than I did. And she was like, nope, I don't have anything. And then I was like, oh, I didn't get a smartphone until 2013
Okay.
when I was in Ireland.
Yeah.
I just had a Nokia.
So,
So we wouldn't have
Yeah.
taken pictures and we wouldn't have posted and checked in because it wouldn't have been until we came home, and like, so we wouldn't have.
Yep.
And then by that time, that when we had come to that realization, I got a text message back from Lisa going, yeah, we definitely did. We went here and it was, you know, this was our group and like we went to see it here and that was what it was. And I was like, I knew it.
Yeah.
And my sister was like, no recollection, like no memory, nothing, like no bell is ringing, nothing. Now we also realized that obviously that had been a busy time in her life, and we had also gone to a Josh Groban concert.
Yep.
At that general time, like my first Josh Groban concert, and my sister was like, "Don't remember that. I don't remember that." And I was like, "No, you were definitely there."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Nope, don't remember. I remember we went to that like another Josh Groban concert." And I was like, yeah, but we went to that one. She's like, no, I remember we went to a James Morrison concert at that time. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, I don't remember it. And I was trying to explain it to her. I was like, we were sat here and like you had sent, no, I was like, we were sat here and we were quite close to the aisle, and like when he came out on stage, I spontaneously started crying because I had all of these feelings and I didn't know what to do. Like my body couldn't hold it. And like he came running down the aisle and like you were sat like on the outside and he was so close, and she was like, oh yeah. And like you could send like a message in or like ask a question or something in advance. I did that. And I was like, yeah, you did. And she's like, oh, now I remember. But like she just, and because I was so adamant and I kept Googling and I kept searching and I kept scrolling and I kept doing that, she's like, just fucking let it go.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing how again we're talking about memory, how memory works, and how some people store some things and don't store other things, you know? And it's just like, yeah, me, I've seen hundreds of movies in my life, but I don't necessarily catalogue them.
But
Um,
I also think that obviously, you know, you have experienced this quite
yeah,
recently, right? When there's been a lot of stuff happening, and we go to cinema and there's a trailer for something and you're like, oh my God, look at that. And I was like, this is the third time we're seeing this trailer. Why are you still surprised by this? And she's like, no, we've never seen that before. And I'm like, oh, we definitely
yeah.
have,
But it's
you
just
know?
my brain just doesn't.
Yeah.
I enjoy movies in the moment. I think that's what it is for me. You know, I will sit and enjoy a movie in the moment, and not that other people don't. But then beyond that, I'm kind of like, okay, I've had that. I've had the pleasure of watching that movie and whatnot,
I don't
and it just
know.
doesn't necessarily just store it away.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think, I don't know, because you're gotten quite good.
Because we sit and talk about them.
Yeah. Well, because we had that thing that came up. We were talking about a Netflix show that we were going to watch. You're like, oh my God, there's this show. It was on like BBC or ITV or
Yeah,
whatever, and now it's on Netflix. And it's that girl. I think her name is Myers.
yeah,
And I was like, yeah, it's the girl from Wednesday.
yeah.
And you're like, yeah, I think her name is Myers. And I was like, I genuinely have no idea. Like, I've seen her in quite a few different things.
But there'll be a reason why that stuck with me. That was beyond the
Yeah, but I
thing.
think you've gotten a lot better at doing those reference connections.
Oh yeah, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's not that it's not there. It's not that it's not in my head, because I am very good. I mean, I can. There will be something that happened 10 years ago, and I will be able to recall and step through every minute of something that happened. Just a day-to-day thing, not even a big event, but just a day-to-day thing. And it used to come up a lot when I worked at the football club, and you know, somebody would ask about something, and I would go, "What day was that?" And they'd go, "It was such and such a day," and I would go, "Right, that on that day, I came in, I went here, I did this, I did that, do," and I would be able to walk through the entire day and pinpoint when somebody was at a place at a certain time or where something was put. You know, yeah, but then there's other things where I just don't. But I also go back to the fact that as a younger man, I had photographic memory. I still do. Eidetic thing going on. Um, and then after my breakdown, I was suffering from insomnia, and this was part of the problem. And I actually was given techniques to kind of tune that down.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
I think that's partly at play as well. Because if you have a photographic memory, it's bad enough. If you have a photographic memory and you have insomnia, you spend 24 hours a day processing every single image that
Yeah.
comes into your brain.
Yeah.
And if you can't do anything with it, you go insane.
Yeah.
Pure and simple.
Yeah.
You know.
No, no,
So that's
that
it.
makes
But
sense. So
okay, we're coming up to the 55-minute mark.
we are. And I think that was kind of like, I mean, I still have stuff on the list, but like, I think that was a good,
Good natter.
yeah, it was a good natter. We definitely touched on a few things. There were some revelations.
Yeah.
There were some side quests and some happenings.
And some just pooch-related disturbances,
Yeah, and
deliveries.
yeah,
We had it all.
life.
Yeah.
But I think we managed to bring it back quite nicely because
Yeah.
we started talking about like time and how things move, and we don't get enough new experiences, and we
Yes.
haven't done that a lot, but actually cinema is something that we do.
Yep.
And then we ended up there again. It's like,
Yep.
despite not actually planning out what we're talking about, when and how, and the structure of it, it is just organic, but we are quite good
And
at.
we've got a couple of juicy things to talk about down the line. You know, we've got your new bike, which we can talk about in a future episode once you've had a few more shots. We've got Asda and going shopping to talk about.
Yep.
What else? I'm sitting here looking like I can actually read your upside down handwriting without my glasses on. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got plenty more that we can sprinkle into future episodes.
But the thing is, if we just sit and talk, you know, I don't think there's a time limit about
No.
how, like, I don't think that there's a time limit of how long we can carry a conversation.
No.
I am done. My brain doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
I am tired. I'm going to bed. That's the stopping point of conversation.
Yes.
You know, it's not that I don't think we will ever run out of things to talk about.
Oh no, because we talk about such an eclectic range.
Yeah,
of
and
things.
we bounce a lot and play word association games.
Yeah, and word song, lyric association.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, yesterday was bad for that.
Yeah, and
yesterday was bad for that.
And how just about every sound can lead you back to Mr. Sandman.
Oh, no. No, it's a very specific tune. Like, it's note. It's a very specific rhythm. And if you do that, that's what triggers. Don't know.
Da, 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 da.
No, that
I
doesn't.
even laughed.
But that's not Mr. Sandman. That was like do 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 do. Like, no, that was what I heard.
Yeah.
I did not hear Sandman there.
Oh, shall I sing it fully? Karaoke machine. That's another thing.
Yeah, I was about to say we did. You did karaoke machine.
That's my sister-in-law's fault from my visit up to Inverness.
Yes. Yeah. I was going to mention it when you were talking about Inverness, and then I was like, actually, maybe we'll touch on that later.
Because we had the barbecue on the Saturday after I arrived. Fridays I went up and had the barbecue on the Saturday. They had some friends around, great bunch of people, and karaoke. And I was like, oh, we got to get the karaoke machine was amazing. So we had to copycat.
So we now own a karaoke machine.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll do a karaoke episode.
We could.
I mean, I'm not sure copyright works on that, but hey.
Yeah, I don't.
If you think there's a particular song that one or either or both of our voices might be suited to, stick it in the comments.
Oh no.
We'll take requests.
Oh no.
This is MC Big D calling out from the balcony.
Oh no, I'm out. I'm done. I'm out. So, on that horrifying note, thanks for tuning in to Shared Frequencies and the Space Between.
If we helped you find clarity or got you thinking, you're very welcome.
If you liked it, subscribe, review, and share. If you didn't like today's episode, just pretend that you did.
And we'll catch you next time on the same wacky wavelength.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.